the people we are calling principals, opposition leaders, I very much doubt they will be the ones to produce the person to face William Ruto. That's the only saving grace. I think the person to face William Samoei Ruto will be produced by the people of this country. If it doesn't get to a place where the people are the ones producing an individual to face Ruto, I will not put my money on any of the candidates if it is them producing. Because the way I'm looking at these people, as we speak today, they are not hiding the fact that they are fighting among themselves. Remarks. The focus of attack is clearly Fred Matiang'i. And if they continue like this with 2 years to go, I very much doubt that these ladies and gentlemen, this lady, I think so far there's only one lady, that this lady and gentlemen can be trusted to produce the sort of candidate and give that candidate the sort of support you need to beat William Samoei Ruto. I'm glad to be back after a few weeks. It's been a nice week, full of politics, full of vibes, and we soldier on as a country. The Jubilee NDC happened. Uhuru became assertive more than he's ever been before in terms of attacks on government and on President William Ruto and his government, like I've said. Matiang'i is in the wings. It would appear now beyond any doubt that Matiang'i is the Jubilee candidate. This obviously sets in motion lots of infighting within the opposition that is still young, nascent, they would say. So we wait to see what happens. I'm sure when listening to people, Kioni, listening to people who support Gachagua, listening to Kalonzo talk about Matiang'i when he appeared on TV, getting hints from Gachagua, it would appear Matiang'i might soon become the common enemy of the opposition. It would also appear to me that if Uhuru sticks with Matiang'i, there's going to be a battle between him and Gachagua on the mountain. So let's wait and see. But it's been a nice week. Plenty from New York. I've heard Benji talk about New York. Trump, as usual, does not disappoint. The two issues he picked sit very well with me. One, that we need to be a little more careful about this climate thing, global warming and all the stuff. It could be a scare. It may not be a hoax the way he says, but I think there's need to engage a little more intelligently than just following. The issue of immigration, I have said before, we are with this immigration thing, and I like Trump. For Trump, is America first. For Manyora, it should be Kenya first. Americans first, America first. People will not mess their countries then to run to America, where people have sacrificed to make America what it is. We have to make our places habitable. We have to make home a place you can stay, because Corona taught us, the pandemic taught us, a time could come when you can't move from your country. Let's make our countries habitable, livable. The immigration crisis in Europe, the rise of nationalism in Europe and America and elsewhere, Australia, New Zealand, is a clear sign that, and Trump is merely echoing what is happening globally, is a sign that please take the cue. Make sure your country is a place you can be proud of.
Since they are not well organized, the opposition, and we see this happened also with Azimio previously, and they were biding their time until the last minute. It seems it's still the same issue that is ailing the united opposition. They're not putting the act together. So where are they slow on the uptick?
Yeah, I think very, very briefly so that others can also speak. If they are disorganized and they can't produce one presidential candidate, and if you need one to win, then Ruto will go back to State House. That is a possibility. But the saving grace in this instance is that I very much doubt the people we are calling principals, opposition leaders. I very much doubt they will be the ones to produce the person to face William Ruto. That's the only saving grace. I think the person to face William Samoei Ruto will be produced by the people of this country. If it doesn't get to a place where the people are the ones producing an individual to face Ruto, I will not put my money on any of the candidates if it is them producing. In other words, Kalonzo, Maraga, Umtata, Eugene, Kalonzo, Manyora. I think circumstances as we move towards 2027 will be such that there will be a national movement, a wave perhaps akin to what happened in 2002. And that is the only way I could be sure that there will be some serious opposition to William Samoei Ruto. Because the way I'm looking at these people, as we speak today, they are not hiding the fact that they are fighting among themselves. Remarks. The focus of attack is clearly Fred Matiang'i. And if they continue like this with 2 years to go, I very much doubt that these ladies and gentlemen, this lady, I think so far there's only one lady, that this lady and gentlemen can be trusted to produce the sort of candidate and give that candidate the sort of support you need to beat William Samoei Ruto.
I'll be remiss if I don't ask, and I think also Herman, you can help me on this, because the reason why also maybe Raila Odinga never trusted Kalonzo Musyoka from the beginning, and the case of the watermelon issue is also what Dan Manzo started with. Him walking away with a certificate and beginning the ODMK, he can tell us that particular story. Why Raila has not been endorsing Kalonzo Musyoka from the go-getting. Is it because of the seed that was really sown before? I don't know how many, if you may remember, and you can chime in as well.
Well, it is that there was this certificate which the previous speaker, Dan Manzo, bolted with, one thing leading to another, and finally ODM coming up with the ODM they have today. But that's water under the bridge. In politics, as indeed in life, things happen. You cannot make yourself a victim of your past. You cannot allow an incident that happened 20 years ago to make you a slave. So I don't think
once beaten, twice shy. Once beaten, twice shy.
I know that, but I don't think Raila too has made he has also his share of mistakes. He has also offended certain people in this country. So, but the people have supported him. So if Raila has not supported Kalonzo, I don't think it will be because of that Dan Manzo certificate. I very much doubt. There must be other factors, which, of course, some we know, some we don't know. But the time, for example, that people are saying, this is the time Raila was going to support Kalonzo. It is so unfortunate that he has chosen to be the other side. But that is politics. It is his right. Just to answer your question directly, I do not think that event of 2005, 2007 thereabout, can lead 2005. Yeah, Manzo, I want to absolve me from blame. That was just something. Things have happened. That is just one of the many things have happened.
Manzo can hold his own breath.
Let me just say this briefly. Let me just say this briefly. What happened is that, they needed somebody very inconspicuous to go and register the party. This was advised of Mutula Kilonzo Sr., the late. So they settled on me, and I quietly walked into AG's office. I paid for the party. They never gave me the money to go and pay for the party. As a Lilian Aluga, as a treasurer, I was a chairman. And there was
how much was it, Senator? How much did you pay?
At that time, it used to be 2,400.
I will pay you on Monday.
To register. There were many other expenses which followed thereafter.
You will refund.
So of course, they never even bothered to say thank you. And I quietly pushed the paperwork till it got to the embassy when he was 80, but he said, I'm sorry, I have a boss called Mother Karua now. I'm no longer the boss. And therefore, Orengo, TJ Kajuang, Otiende, Smutula Kilonzo Senior, we were now knocking, we were camping at the AG's office and causing a huge riot in town and forced out the certificate. Because the original ODM now, which Raila has, which is not ODM Kenya, because there was Ford, and therefore I came up with, there was Ford and Ford Kenya, and there was ODM, then I came up with ODM Kenya. And therefore, you remember the vice presidency was out to go automatically to Kalonzo, or Kalonzo would be the presidential flag bearer, and he was rated very highly in the polls that time. But now there was a turning of tables from ODM, from Raila's side, that now Pentagon, the vice presidency is rotational. And that's how now we did not agree, and we broke away and went as ODM Kenya, and Raila stood as ODM. And later on, 2013, we have supported Raila more than anybody else. 2017, 2022. In fact, we were voting more than his own people, as the people of Ukambani. I can attest to this. So there's nothing wrong. It's not too late. Politics has a lot of theatrics. We are yet to see theatrics as we go to 2027. You never know what's going to happen. So I did everything, and they refused to support me to become a member of parliament in 2007. Not even a nomination. They refused. I had a meeting with them. They told me to get lost. And therefore, I got upset and got lost with the certificate.
After bolting the air, like lightning with the certificate.